Have you ever walked through the door after a long day? Maybe you were gone for hours, maybe just a few minutes, and your cat looked up at you with that slow blink, that quiet recognition, as if to say, "I knew you'd come back." Most people think cats are aloof, indifferent, that they live in an eternal present tense, forgetting you the moment you leave the room. But what if I told you that behind those calm, golden eyes, your cat is holding on to memories you don't even realize you've given them? Memories of your voice, of the way you smell when you come home, of a moment that scared them 5 years ago, even of their name, and yours. Science is only now catching up to what cat lovers have quietly suspected for a long time. Your cat's mind is far deeper, far more layered than anyone gave them credit for. And today, we're going to walk through 5 things your cat remembers, some of them beautiful, some of them heartbreaking, that will completely change the way you look at them tonight when they curl up beside you. If you love your cat and want to understand the world the way they experience it, this is the kind of video you'll want to come back to. So hit subscribe and stay with me. Your cat deserves someone who truly gets them. Let's begin. Number 1. Who cares for them? The memory of people. Picture this. You're sitting on the couch, doing nothing in particular. Your cat jumps up, settles into your lap, and starts purring. Not because you called them, not because you offered a treat, just because it's you. That's not random. That's memory. Cats have roughly 300 million neurons in their cerebral cortex, almost double what dogs have. And while they may not show off their intelligence the way a dog does, performing tricks for applause, that dense neural architecture is quietly working behind the scenes, cataloging the people in their lives with stunning precision. Your cat knows you, not just your face, your voice, your footsteps, the particular rhythm of your routine. They know what time you wake up. They know the sound of your car pulling into the driveway. And researchers now estimate that the most important memories a cat forms, especially those tied to survival, to the person who feeds them, shelters them, makes them feel safe, can last 3 years or more. There was a story shared in a feline behavior forum a while back that stuck with me. A woman had to leave her cat with a family member for over a year while she dealt with a medical situation. When she finally came back, the cat walked up to her, sniffed her hand once, and then pressed his head into her palm and didn't move for 10 minutes. He remembered. Not just her scent, the feeling of safety she carried with her. That's what your cat is storing. Not just data. Not just, this person feeds me. They're storing the emotional texture of your presence. Who made them feel calm. Who made them feel loved. And here's the thing. If your cat remembers the good that deeply, imagine how powerfully they hold on to the bad. Number 2. Traumas and negative experiences. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed your cat flinch at a specific sound? Maybe they bolt from the room when someone drops something heavy. Maybe they hide under the bed whenever a certain type of person walks in. Tall men, children, someone wearing boots. You might think they're just skittish, but what you're actually seeing is a scar. Cats can develop something remarkably similar to PTSD in humans. They don't replay memories the way we do. They're not lying awake at night reliving a scene. But what they do is form fierce, almost unbreakable associations. A loud crash becomes linked to danger. A particular smell becomes linked to pain. A hand raised too fast becomes linked to a moment they never want to relive. And those associations don't fade easily. Behavioral researchers have documented trauma responses in cats lasting 10 to 15 years. Some last a lifetime. If you've ever adopted a rescue cat, you may have lived this firsthand. Maybe your cat hid for the first 3 weeks. Maybe they still won't let you touch their belly, even after years of gentle care. That's not stubbornness. That's a memory they can't let go of. Because letting go of it, in their mind, could mean getting hurt again. I once heard from a shelter volunteer who fostered a cat that had been found in a house fire. For 2 years, that cat would panic every time someone lit a candle. Not fire on a stove, not a lighter, specifically a candle, the flicker, the smell of the wax. The cat had mapped that exact sensory combination to the worst moment of its life and filed it away as never again. It's painful to think about, but it also means something important. If your cat has come through something hard and still chooses to sit next to you, still chooses to trust you, that trust was earned one quiet moment at a time. But trauma isn't the only thing etched into your cat's mind with surgical precision. There's something else they track obsessively, and it's far more practical. Number 3, where the food is. Spatial memory. Open your fridge right now and chances are your cat already knows you're doing it. Not because they heard the food, because they heard the specific sound of that door in that location, and they remember exactly what it means. Cats have extraordinary spatial memory, and when it comes to food, that memory becomes almost photographic. A landmark study in Japan in 2017 revealed something that stunned the scientific community. Researchers showed that cats possess a form of episodic memory, the ability to recall not just that something happened, but what happened and where. This type of memory was long considered exclusive to humans and higher primates. But cats, those quiet little creatures napping on your bookshelf, have it too. In the experiment, cats were shown multiple containers, some with food, some without. Then they were removed from the room for 15 minutes. When brought back, the cats went straight to the containers that had held food, not randomly, not by smell, but by memory. They remembered which ones and exactly where they were. Think about what that means for your cat at home. They know which cabinet the treats are in. They know that the crinkle of a specific bag means dinner. They know that when you walk toward a certain corner of the kitchen at a certain time of day, something good is about to happen. They've built a mental map of your home with food at the center of it. And that map is remarkably accurate. Ever moved a piece of furniture and watched your cat act confused for a day? That's because you disrupted their internal blueprint. They had everything cataloged, every corner, every shelf, every hiding spot, and suddenly the data doesn't match. Your cat isn't just living in your home. They're memorizing it, constantly updating it. And food is the anchor of the whole system. But food isn't the first thing a cat ever learns to remember. That honor belongs to something much older, much softer, a voice they heard before they even opened their eyes. Number 4. The sounds of their mother and siblings. Close your eyes for a moment and think back to the earliest sound you can remember. Maybe it's a parent's voice, a lullaby, the hum of a house settling at night, something warm and wordless that still lives somewhere deep in your chest. Your cat has that too. Kittens are born with their eyes sealed shut and their ears barely functional. But within days, they begin recognizing one sound above all others: their mother's call. Not just any adult cat, their mother. Studies have shown that kittens respond to the specific meows and vocalizations of their own mother while ignoring those of unfamiliar female cats. That bond is built in sound before it's ever built in sight. And it goes further than that. Experts believe cats can remember their litter mates for up to 2 years, primarily through scent. If you've ever seen 2 cats from the same litter reunite after months apart, you may have noticed something beautiful. A moment of hesitation, a careful sniff, and then a kind of softening. A recognition that bypasses thought entirely. A friend of mine adopted 2 kittens from the same litter, gave one to her sister, and brought them back together 8 months later. The cats circled each other once, touched noses, and then lay down side by side like no time had passed at all. 8 months. And the bond was still there, written in scent. But perhaps the most lasting gift a mother cat gives isn't affection. It's education. Kittens learn how to hunt, how to play, how to gauge danger, all by watching their mother. Those lessons, absorbed during a critical window in the first weeks of life, become permanent. They don't fade. A cat raised by a skilled hunter will carry those instincts forever, even in a city apartment where the only prey is a feather on a string. Your cat came into this world already learning, already remembering. And here's what might surprise you most. They also learned something you probably never taught them on purpose. Number 5, their name and the names of other cats in the house. Say your cat's name right now, out loud. Go ahead. Did their ear twitch? Did their head turn, even just slightly? Maybe they ignored you entirely, which, honestly, is the most cat response possible. But here's the thing. They heard you, and they knew exactly what you said. Biologist Atsuko Saito from the University of Tokyo conducted a study that proved something cat owners have long felt in their gut. Cats know their own names, not as a command, not as a trick. They recognize the specific phonetic pattern of their name and distinguish it from other words of similar length and tone, even when a stranger says it. In the experiments, cats responded to their names with subtle ear rotations and head movements, even when they chose not to get up, which is, let's be honest, peak cat energy. Yes, I heard you. No, I'm not coming. But a follow-up study in 2022 took this even further. Researchers discovered that cats don't just know their own name. They also recognize the names of other cats living in the same household. When a cat heard the name of their housemate, they showed measurable signs of recognition, as if mentally locating the other cat. Oh, you're talking about her. It's estimated that cats can form associations with somewhere between 20 and 50 human words. Not just their name, but words tied to daily life. Treat, outside, dinner, no. They're not learning language the way we do, but they are building a small, curated vocabulary of the sounds that matter most in their world. So the next time you whisper your cat's name and they look at you with that calm, unblinking gaze, know this: they're not just hearing a sound. They're hearing a word they've chosen to keep. A word that means you. Your cat's mind is quieter than ours, but it is not empty. It's holding on to things. People, places, voices, wounds, even words. With a tenderness and a tenacity we're only beginning to understand. Tonight, when your cat settles beside you, remember that you're not just a warm body to them. You're a memory they've chosen to hold close. If this changed the way you see your cat, even a little, leave a like and subscribe. It helps more people find their way here. And I'd love to know, where in the world are you watching this with your cat right now? Drop your city or country in the comments. I'm always curious how far these little feline stories travel.